This is Sybert signing into Red Alert 3 on the map Infinity Isle, a classic map for a classically complained about matchup. On the left side, as our purple Empire player, this is SaLeeN. On the right side, as the blue allies, this is KingKonG. SaLeeN versus KingKonG, allies versus Empire. You know, allied players all complain that Empire is OP. Everyone else complains that allies is OP. And then every once in a while, someone complains that Soviets are OP. But allies and Empire, I love watching the tides go back and forth as far as which one more people are complaining about. Recently, it's been more people complaining about allies, but a couple of times it's been on like individual videos. It seems like there will be a little crop of Empire whiners, of people who complain about how OP Empire is and how allies can't do anything to beat them. It's always humorous to see. And of course, a couple of years ago, it had flip-flopped again. So we'll see. Between SaLeeN and KingKonG, which one of them can bring it home? KingKonG with the scouting dog over at the water third location. Mecha Bay on the low ground. Some Empire players like to delay it, get their MCV up to the high ground, get their third refinery on the way, then the Mecha Bay a little bit later. In this case, you know, he may have been able to sneak that out. He would have to play really smart with the defense in the middle of the map because, of course, the airfield was delayed / normal timing. It wasn't a fast airfield from KingKonG. So that would have given an opportunity to potentially delay the Mecha Bay a little bit, but we got some sneakiness going on in the north of the map. And oh, okay, I was going to check if this has been spotted, but that Apollo gave vision to the sudden transport. So there's definitely a possibility that KingKonG knows about this, but I love what SaLeeN is doing. This is so great. You don't have to just, like, your first idea, you don't have to run to the ends of the earth with it, right? You can have an idea, although that's kind of obvious when all of the Tengus but one transform. Like, which one is the sudden transport? Gee, I wonder. Wouldn't that be amazing if a sudden transport could take on the abilities of a unit as well? So, like, you try and disguise it as, like, an amphibious unit, and then it just dies because it's on land. Wow, those Peacekeepers actually all got cleaned up. SaLeeN clearing the middle of the map, a Javelin Trooper, but mostly a ton of Peacekeepers. That was, I don't know, 1,500 credits, or, well, 14 or maybe 1,600 credits worth of troopers there. And this is actually a Mecha Tengu here. This is not a sudden transport. That's the sudden transport. It gets eliminated. Oh, dang, son. That was like 4 or 5 tank busters inside of that, so that one hurts. Yikes, that makes up for all of that infantry that he just lost in the middle of the map. These two guys playing very aware of each other. Like, keeping an eye on that sudden transport, making sure that he followed up on it with the 2 Vindicator bombing run. He had the Apollos there as well, you know, kind of running point, guarding him. But he made sure that he followed that up. He didn't let it slip his mind. Similarly, using the Imperial Warriors and the Dojo in the middle of the map to get the kill on all of those Peacekeepers. Using the Dojo for the crush, and of course the Imperial Warriors for the direct engagement. Worked out really well for both players, but in different ways and at different points. Apollos did get themselves some repairs. You saw one of them smoking a little while ago, and it looks like he has been healed up. Oil derrick did go down. Now, don't go to sleep on this, because oil derricks, yeah, it's not a lot of cash, but as the game goes on, it may end up being a difference maker. These two guys are running relatively even ecos, but KingKonG got his third refinery up sooner than SaLeeN. Ooh, a little bit of extra damage there on these Apollos. Not enough to kill the Apollo, but enough to severely wound it. These Imperial Warriors, they have made their way almost all the way across the map. They will be eliminated here by these 2 Riptides. And that's sad that their story ends this way. Ooh, these Apollos, the follow-up with the Tengus from SaLeeN. One Apollo goes down, but the Vindicator is really the prize here. Yeah, get the Vindicator there. And the Transform to try and save them. Yeah, he actually does manage to save both of the Tengus. Well played there by SaLeeN. In the end, I don't know if it was really worth it. Cost a effectiveness-wise. Can he transform? Is the timer up? Nope. The timer is not up. Perfect bomb splitting there by KingKonG. These two guys both playing very well. I'm not sure what their peak is, but they have both been handling these situations and making just about all the right decisions. Maybe committing as many Tengus over here, considering how he ended up losing them all, maybe that wasn't actually the best decision. But he made the best out of those moments once he was already in the moment. Made sure that he got as much value from those units and did all of the things that he possibly could to get extra value from those units. So you got to hand it to both of these guys playing very well right from the beginning of this game. A little bit of Harvester harassment going on. A little bit of Cryo Shot. Does he stop? He didn't stop the Harvester, but it didn't matter. That was a mistimed Cryo Shot by KingKonG. A missed opportunity there. And actually, the multi-gunner turret is not going to get the kill on that Tengu. Oh, man, he got dangerously close. I thought the point defense drones were going to do a little bit more help to saving that Tengu and transform just in time. My gosh! He's going to kill it with the honorable discharge. Great move there by SaLeeN. Just like barely, these couple of Tengus just barely surviving being attacked just by a mere inch of their life. Riptides and an IFV trying to take down this refinery, and that ore harvester will actually finish. So the IFV goes down, the Tengus, or the Tsunami tanks rather, going to be able to push away those Riptides, at least for now. They may actually go out to this water expansion and try and harass it. Oh, come on. Come on, you can kill the dog. You can delay your harvester to kill the dog. In this case, he didn't quite manage to do it. The Apollo's getting the kill on one, or I think it was just a one striker. Dang. Gets the kill on the dog with the harvester. The Riptide will be finished off by SaLeeN, and then hopefully that Tsunami tank from SaLeeN does manage to get repairs. There's the other striker over there. These Apollos not going to be too much more use over land, but of course they do escort this Riptide here. And this Riptide may actually be able to get the final kill on that ore collector. Tsunami tank is going to be sent back out there. Great job there by SaLeeN. Again, these guys just staying super active and super present, sending units back to get repaired whenever they can, you know, not forgetting to do those little things that make them a little bit of a better player every step of the way. Little bits of extra harassment. Oh, he is fully committing to this. He is not backing down from this decision. He is wanting to lock himself in here about as much as he can. So once again, was that another mistimed Cryo Shot? I take it back. KingKonG is apparently a terrible scrub who doesn't know how to play Red Alert 3. The dude is playing great except for his Cryo Shots, which is like maybe the fundamental skill that Allied players need, is to be able to Cryo Shot effectively. And for some reason, he can do perfect bomb splits, and he can harass nicely, and all of this other stuff, but he can't get a Cryo Shot right. KingKonG, I like your games, man. I'm not actually upset at you. Keep sending me replays every once in a while. Which, I should address this. I actually grabbed this from the Red Alert 3 website, or Game Replays website. Red Alert 3 doesn't have a website. From Game Replay, so this was not actually emailed to me. This one is hot off of the replay system, but KingKonG in the past has sent me replays. Actually, I think they were entirely team games. I don't think he sent me any 1v1s. And in the past, there were some pretty fun team games, so I do realize that when I said that, it made it sound kind of like he had sent me this replay, but no, that's not actually the case. Strikers do fire so incredibly fast, not quite as fast as Bullfrogs when they're shrunk down, but finally that Harvester does go down after numerous close calls with death. It does get eliminated. A single Yari mini-sub going to be skating over here under the water. We'll take a little bit of damage from this Riptide before it actually starts engaging the Riptide, which means I think the Riptide will win this fight, and he's just going to go kill. Ooh, he didn't get the kill on the Harvester. That is very annoying for SaLeeN to have to deal with. KingKonG starting to power up that Allied Cryo Beam, the thing that players hate to play against. And the Shrink Ray as well, definitely. They hate to play against that as well. But KingKonG has actually a pretty scary army that, well, it can be held off by this army of KingKonG. But, ooh, don't give away these Apollos. 2 Apollos go down for basically no good reason, and a third Apollo will get eliminated. completely shredded there. The airfield is basically empty at this point. I think just one Vindicator, yeah. So losing the Cryocopter, losing the Apollos, this has just been like a disastrous 40 seconds or however long that was for KingKonG. That was 4 grand almost of stuff that went down, or almost 5 grand of stuff that went down, and he makes up for it, killing that refinery. He loses the Vindicator, and that was at least a single vent Vindicator. Got a little bit of a rank up from that refinery, but good job harassing that refinery. Don't harass this refinery. Just leave this refinery because it's so funny. And like that little bit of low eco from the inefficient refinery is actually probably made up for by this oil derrick. So he's probably doing just fine in that sense. Mainframe on the way. The nanotech mainframe. Ooh, that harvester is going to be sent off to attack this Yari mini-sub. Is he going to finally get the kill on this harvester? He does finally get the kill on the harvester, and the Riptide may just be suicided by this Yari mini-sub. Wait until it's low on health, and then, yeah, suicided at the last second. Just like that. Well done by SaLeeN. All right, KingKonG, big attack. 6 Guardian tanks all grouped together, but keep in mind, Javelin Troopers behind that. He's going to try and keep them from being crushed. Nice control so far. Body blocking with the Guardian tanks. Going to allow the Javelin Troopers to do what they can. But for now, the distance is a little bit too far. Still body blocking with the tanks. Great control there by KingKonG. Keeping his opponent at the edge and doing damage without taking damage in return. Pretty much perfect Guardian tank control there. Just like sniping units on the edge of SaLeeN's army. I mean, that engagement, it didn't actually happen. SaLeeN wanted to push in there and get the crushes on the infantry, but he wasn't quite able to do it. Guardian tanks stepping forward, taking a big amount of damage, trading out with a couple of Tsunami tanks. Keeping the weakened Tsunami tanks back. May even want to switch that one over to the Laser Painter and use the other one for attacking. Javelin Troopers stepping forward, but the Tsunami tank is going for the crush. With the Nano Shield activated, it does get a little bit of a speed boost there. MCV now on the front line. Striker's going to be stomping forward, not able to really do anything. They do absorb a couple of shots there before the big transform, going for a couple of kills, going for a couple of crushes as these Tsunami tanks go for the surround, and as soon as their main guns came online, they're going to be able to shred a couple of these Guardian tanks, but no, it's too late. They're already out of the engagement. 2 Guardian tanks go down as they are retreating, and KingKonG has been routed. Big damage done on both sides in different phases of that attack, and this Dolphin going for the direct attack of that docks. It looks like a Javelin or a Riptide could have Javelin Troopers inside of it or something else based on the fact that he's going on to land and not just harassing that water location. And he's maybe going for this refinery. No, it's going to be a freeze play. So KingKonG deciding to just freeze the building itself, since that's the thing that doesn't keep moving. And he can get the kill on it right there. Very nicely done. Yari Minisub going to be going for the kill on the power plant. Couple of Apollos going to be hanging out just to the right of the cliffs there, and just keeping an eye on the army of his opponent. Good kill on that refinery. Riptide will escape at least for now, and actually this Riptide may actually kill off this Yari Minisub as well. Gets the kill there and may get a kill on a Tengu. Oh my gosh. That Riptide doing so much damage, so much work, handing off double vet to an ore collector, 1 hydrofoil, 2 dolphins, and a Riptide here in the south. 3 Apollos going to be kind of guiding them to their destination. Not a lot in terms of response coming out from SaLeeN. SaLeeN now with the tier 3, the Wave Force Artillery. Oh my gosh, is locking down that ore collector. And the ore collector, well, not quite doing enough to get a kill on one of those dolphins. Apollos are here, just to keep an eye on everything. This naval yard is almost certainly going down. Hopefully that's not a tier 2 purchase. No, it is going to another Yari mini-sub from that naval yard. Going to be trying to go for the kill on that Riptide. Joining in the couple of harvesters, going to be attacking the Riptide as well, and they will get the kill on the Riptide, but the Dolphins are trying to deal with this refinery. They may barely get the refinery. SaLeeN is not dealing with the hydrofoil or the Dolphins. He's going to lose a refinery when he didn't actually need to. Yikes, there goes the Dolphins just as that refinery goes down, and now with an assault destroyer killing yet another refinery, well, at least the harvester. He didn't actually get the refinery, but killing another harvester, finally re-establishing this guy, but he's not back to work. Oh, SaLeeN, no, this is not good. He sells off the wall segment, so he probably has seen this harvester, seen that it's frozen in time, but KingKonG has given himself such an opportunity with just the economy of this game. He managed, when he was unable to break in the front door, he managed to go around the sides to the edges of the map and do damage the indirect way. I thought for a second those harvesters were all going for the same ore node. I was like, oh boy. This guy doesn't know that it's just one harvester per refinery. Is this 3? This is 3 out-of-work harvesters. SaLeeN has a lot of out-of-work harvesters in comparison to how many you normally would have. A little bit of a misstep here, very clearly, by SaLeeN, giving away, I don't know, 5 or 6 tank busters, it looks like. And this fully heroic dog may actually get the kill on all of them before he gets eliminated. Almost getting eliminated, but we'll heal up a little bit there before getting chased away by those tsunami tanks. That Wave Force Artillery, I think, tried to kill that dog, but that dog is too tough. That dog is his own John Wick. He doesn't need... Oh, that Guardian tank just exploded! 2 Guardian tanks going down in one single shot, and a 3rd Guardian tank gets eliminated by this Wave Force Artillery. The army of SaLeeN was looking weak just a moment ago, but now suddenly crushing 4 Guardian tanks and doing that much damage to the War Factory. My gosh, that War Factory is just a smidge away from death. Okay, here we go, boys. We'll have to keep an eye on that guy. The spy is here. He's got a laser lock on his javelin, but of course he doesn't have a very good range for his actual ability. Cryocopter does escape at least 4 now. I think this is still a Yari minisub. Yeah, that's that Yari minisub hanging out over there. Cryocopter going to be going over there for the harass, and that harvester is already reporting for duty. He's like, I know my place. This is my time. It is my place to replace my brother, who is not actually dead yet. Oh, now it's just awkward. Now they're both trying to... How did they both fill up with just 1 scoop of that ore? Well, a chopper does go down, or a striker rather, and a harvester also does go down, and somehow this cryocopter still manages to escape. The War Factory is eliminated. The spy is still here. He's actually hanging out as an Imperial warrior. Tengu gets the kill on, I think that was the cryocopter, and the Tengu himself ends up going down. The cryocopter steps forward and gets eliminated as the Apollos deal with the Tengus, but the spy, can he get the capture on all of these units? The answer so far is no. There's the spy in the midst of nothing as he's pulling back. He's kind of confused here. I think he was going for the tsunami tanks, but he got routed back with the rest of the army. And he's going for the tsunami tanks. He grabs 2 tsunami tanks to turn the tide of this game and to try and sneak a victory out. He does manage to kill a couple of Imperial warriors, maybe a couple of tank busters, but the majority of the army does still survive for SaLeeN. And by survive, I mean it survives that tsunami tank. It did not survive the engagement with the rest of that stuff. But this fully heroic Wave Force Artillery is doing so much work for SaLeeN, the real hero of SaLeeN's army. Tengus are now here for the... Oh my gosh! When it's shrunk down, a Vindicator gets an insta-kill on it. Well, I mean, you need all 3 bombs, so I guess you do need the advanced aeronautics upgrade. But, that being said, holy cow. That is like a massive get for KingKonG. That one kill may have been like the most important kill of the game for him. Yari minisub going for the harassment. SaLeeN is not giving up, having lost that fully heroic Wave Force Artillery, having lost so many harvesters, so many refineries. SaLeeN still has an army. It's not a big army anymore. It was a much more impressive army just a moment ago, but still has an army. That's not an MCV cell engineer. This is just a different engineer. Maybe an accidental build engineer? I'm not sure what his plan with this engineer is. Defender core is being set up. That is a cryo get and freeze, and the Tengus may actually be killing some of their brothers here. Looks like the Mecha Bay froze just moments later, and this is going to be not bomb splitting at all. Could have gotten a power plant and a striker on top of that, or 2 strikers. Choose whichever way you want to do it. Yari minisub finally gets the kill on the harvest. The refinery gets sold off, and this ore refinery is not long for this world. It cannot be defended well by SaLeeN. KingKonG is going to get the kill on it with pretty much just those 2 Riptides. I don't know that SaLeeN can really do anything about it. It looked for a second like that was EMP'd, but not quite. Not just yet do we have aircraft carriers out on this map. Another naval yard going up to the north side of the map. Riptide's clearing out this refinery, clearing out this harvester. Really? So SaLeeN made an engineer to capture the observation post, and KingKonG is actually capturing it back, or capturing it himself, which is like maybe more contention for an observation post than I have seen in almost any game ever. And, yeah, you just, I mean, it's kind of funny that 2 people bothered to capture that observation post. The spy is still here on the map for KingKonG, so he always has that ace up his sleeve. Mecha Bay has been rebuilt, Tier 2 has been purchased, but no Tier 3, at least not just yet. Is this? Yeah, this is actually a harvester produced for a command post, so he built the seaport. Oh my gosh, those heroic Vindicator bombs are just crazy, and we are up to Tier 3 now for our allies. But he bothered to build the Prospector to get the command post up and running so that he could expand to that water expansion. KingKonG, with his constant killing, maybe not constant, with his consistent killing of the expansions or the harvesters of his opponent, he has bought himself so much time, but also that has been the bane of SaLeeN's existence. And SaLeeN has hit back. Don't get me wrong, SaLeeN has struck down a number of harvesters and refineries of KingKonG's, but KingKonG has done it more. Part of that is Cryoblast is just great at cleaning up harvesters and refineries. So you've got that. I mean, it's a less of a commitment to get a pretty much guaranteed kill. Oh, that was a sudden transport. That wasn't a regular Tengu. That could have been a very expensive sudden transport as well, but the Cryoblast makes it a pretty much guaranteed kill as opposed to a much more risky attempt at a refinery kill by SaLeeN. So, KingKonG has definitely bought himself a nice advantage in this game. SaLeeN still can turn it around, but things are looking pretty solid for KingKonG. Now again, the advantage can still be turned around, but oh no, this is going to be a Tier 2 Mecha Bay gone. And that nanotech mainframe may freeze as well. It's pretty close to the edge of the radius there. No, it doesn't actually freeze. EMP locks down the power plants, locks down the barracks as well. That may have been a Eureka inside of that sudden transport. I'm not 100% sure, but it's possible. Tsunami tanks, what are you doing? You're just standing there as the bombs impact your heads. And that oil derrick will go down, I don't know, 23, 24 minutes into this game, something like that. And the refinery is up and running. That Tengu is going for the harass. The aircraft carrier goes down. And final squadron coming in, dives over the head of the MCV and crashes into the ground because the entire army got pulled back by KingKonG. So no casualties there. Everything was safe from our allied player. And that is a Tier 3 naval yard. So trading out the naval yard, the war factory rather, for the naval yard. And of course, buying those upgrades, it's not hugely expensive, but when you're dealing with this much economic harassment, it is very expensive to go for Tier 3 on 2 different war factories and to, killing the refinery, really nice there by SaLeeN, and to go for it on the naval yard as well. You know, whereas KingKonG just has to go for it the once, and then even if he loses the armor facility, he can just rebuild it, and a little bit cheaper there for him to keep up that Tier 3 production. And of course, the artillery advantage, I mean, in every game, artillery advantage is a big deal, but I don't know, because there aren't a ton of units usually in Red Alert 3, the artillery advantage feels maybe so much more than in a lot of other games. Nice bombing of that refinery once again by KingKonG. The constant striking down of the refineries, it is the thing that is keeping SaLeeN from running away with this game. If KingKonG hadn't been doing such a good job of consistently killing harvesters and refineries... Ooh, what are you doing, KingKonG? Oh, man. That Sea-Wing doesn't actually finish off that cryocopter, and this Vindicator finally does go down. So many Empire units and structures killed by that Vindicator. It finally is avenged by SaLeeN, but SaLeeN has 1 refinery and no oil derrick. Man, this is rough for SaLeeN. SaLeeN does have the Shogun battleship, did some nice damage to that ore refinery. This ore refinery is awkwardly placed. Come on, KingKonG, what are you doing? This is a game of oddly placed refineries as a couple of strikers show up to chase away these Riptides. They're going to get the kill on one Riptide for sure. The Apollo's going to be cutting in. They don't manage to get the kills on those strikers, and actually, well, one Apollo ends up going down, gets blasted to pieces there. So it's 2, 3, and 4 refineries. Well, no, I guess this one is still working, so it's actually going to be 5, 4.5 refineries for KingKonG. And I mean, way back, way in the early bits of the game, he actually got his, man, those purple rockets look pretty crazy coming out from SaLeeN, those fully heroic Chopper VX rockets. But KingKonG, way back at the 3rd refinery timing, he got it first. Cryogeddon fires off, and that's the land army wasted, absolutely shredded here by this allied army. I don't know if that was all of the tanks. It looks like that was all of the tanks. Not a lot of tsunamis left in this army, although it looks like these Athena cannons are getting eliminated. 2 out of the 3 at least get shut down there, and actually the strikers are going to get the kill on the other one. They could cut over here and get the kill on these Guardian tanks and the Tsunami and the Athena if they're fast enough. Javelin Troopers going to be cutting down the power plants, and it's going to be the Aegis Shield as the Apollos show up, but the Sea Wing is trying to do what he can. He kills one Apollo, the other Apollo still stands, which means that Apollo can turn around and try and shred these strikers. Finally, the Javelins change targets and go for the kill as these strikers trade off on who's in the sky and who's in the land on land, but the MCV is going for the crush. The Javelin Troopers are pretty much all that remains of KingKonG's land army, and they're about to get smashed by this MCV. Goodbye, Javelin Troopers. Great move there by SaLeeN, and the Shogun battleships out on the water have cut the army of KingKonG down. He still has the better economy. He still has the better infrastructure, but that attack has been stopped, meaning this game has to go on into a little bit more of a water or air focus from these guys. Sea Wing's going to be going for the kills on these cryocopters. This is 5 cryocopters. That is a lot of cash down the drain. And oh no, that chopper! That was a fully heroic chopper just given away. One cryocopter has gone down, but the other ones will freeze all of those Sea Wings. 2 Shogun battleships, one of them fully heroic. Riptide's going to be tearing across the map. Even an Athena cannon heading to the low ground to try and deal with all of these forces from our Empire player. And the aircraft carrier may actually be dealt with by these tank busters, but this aircraft carrier has cleared out this refinery, and there is just so little left for SaLeeN in terms of actual money. And, well, the final squadron pretty much misses everything. The tank busters don't get the kill on that aircraft carrier, and I guess some Apollos get shredded by the 2nd fully heroic Striker VX. But for now, the cryocopters are able to escape. Shogun battleships getting shredded, getting frozen and sunk. So that is goodbye to the Tier 3 Naval Yard, and SaLeeN, their chances of winning are just slowly slipping down to 0, trying to reestablish some kind of economy. 2 refineries may be up and running at some point, but these cryocopters actually freeze that ore refinery before it even finishes constructing. A couple of power plants are still here. I guess that's some free damage from that Striker or from this Defender VX. KingKonG with Riptides. Riptides may be the thing that lead him to victory in this game. You know, he can build anything in the Allied arsenal, but Riptides are the thing that he's mixing in with his cryocopters. GG, and SaLeeN has been defeated. Well fought, but man, just that consistent refinery killing. I wish there was a refinery killing tab, just so we could see how many harvesters and refineries KingKonG killed over the course of this game. Yeah, that economy graph should have been more explosive for SaLeeN, but it was constantly being kept down by KingKonG. And KingKonG, you know, losing that oil derrick early, but making up for it in other ways with just those refineries. In the end, 17,000 credits of an income advantage, and most of that, as you can see, is in those last couple of minutes. SaLeeN could not rebuild, and SaLeeN losing that Tier 3 Mecha Bay, losing the Tier 2 Mecha Bay, really hampered the production and allowed KingKonG to kind of run away with the army on land, and then that allowed him to also get the Navy up and running, and then of course his Air Force was pretty present throughout the whole game. But well played by KingKonG, well played by SaLeeN, playing pretty solid game here on Infinity Isle, and that will do it for this match. Thank you all very much for watching, and this is Sybert signing out.